And together, they give us the fullness of living stereo.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the universe.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Well, I'm Rob Thompson, Spirit Medium, and this is my delightful co-host, Stephanie Lynn, who needs no introduction.
Yes.
And the universe is something we're all a part of. We are all, it's an interesting dynamic because it's within us and we are within it.
Yeah.
Right,
it's
Steph?
within us and outside of us. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
And so, you know, one of the things that we really want to, I think, cover are some of the things that you don't necessarily think of when you think about universal energy, universal everything that contributes to this life experience that we're having, right?
Absolutely.
And you know, someone was talking to me the other day about good and bad energy, and I was really struck by something she said, because she said it's almost like I'm stuck in a rut. And this was a friend of mine, and she said, you know, I go from one job, a few years there, and I go to another one where there's someone equally irritating and sort of like taxing my energy. And I do the same in relationships, not me, but she. And and then so we got to talking and realized that it's almost like the scenario of madness. It's just like you're expecting a different result by doing the same thing.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, a car, and you're backing up in an alley, and you know that you can't get any turn. But
R stands for reverse, no matter where it is. Right.
Yeah. So energy and shielding against those negative influences of energy are I think a really important topic. And our guest today, Steph, well, tell us all about our guest today.
I'll tell you guys all about our guest because Rob sent me this great thing that I'm going to read to you, and it's going to sound super awesome. But he is absolutely right. If you have ever left a toxic relationship only to find yourself in a similar situation again shortly after, you're not alone. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for tuning in. Psychological research shows that we're likely to repeat what we do not repair, right? Can't fix it. It's broken. Got to fix it.
I like that.
Yeah, you wrote it. You should like it. Or subconsciously seek out situations that are familiar to us.
Mm-hmm.
So experts have opinions on this, right? Experts have opinions on everything. But the best way is to break out of the cycle, which we didn't really touch on, but that goes into setting boundaries, not just physical boundaries, but energetic boundaries. And so how do we do that? How do we check in? How do we get out of these negative things? You can meditate, you can journal, you can set those boundaries, but there's other things that you can do, right? We always talk about things holding hands, things supporting everything. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for tuning in. So today's guests are experts in that aspect. They bring in not just, you know, metaphysical things, looking at herbs, looking at crystals. They combine it all together to help you move through these patterns and to reach your best self. And they are the founders of Just Sage It. So please help us welcome, I'm going to say it right. Beatha and Karina.
Beatha and Karina from Just Sage It.
Yes.
And shopjustsageit.com. Ladies.
Hello.
We meet again.
Yes, we meet again.
So I've always used my own. I think everyone has really. If you're not new to this, like I know you do, Steph, and certainly most of the people I know, and I know that you ladies do, will use certain crystals to shield yourself from negative energy or influences. And this for me, you're talking to the guy who goes into allegedly haunted locations, some of them pretty nasty, and that's a very big thing for me. So you'll find on my person a lot of black tourmaline, crystals, rose quartz, that type of thing. I actually look like a walking advertisement for a food company,
I love it.
But so tell us a little bit about how we can, what you do, for example, and some of the products that we could introduce into our lives to enhance the effect of positive energy versus negative.
Well, of course, we carry a vast array of what I call tools that we can use to shield ourselves, to create that boundary, that protection. I believe we truly have the magic within ourselves, but it's always great to have something to help us bring that out.
I like how you said that. And I just want to kind of interject, because I think so many times, like you said, we have that belief in us, but giving us that tool gives us that physical thing. Because I think if you have, if you just have the physical thing and you lose it and you don't have a belief that you carry with you, you lose that protection, and vice versa. If you just have that belief and something shakes that belief and you don't have something tangible to reconnect you, you can fall out of that. So I think that's beautiful. That's a great point.
Exactly. I mean, everybody, like I said, it's all within us, but some people just don't know how to bring that out. So when you give them that tool and you say, well, you can do this or you can do that, you can use sage, you can use, let's say, an aura spray. It all depends, because some people might like one thing or another. So you teach them how to use that tool, and it's a great starting point, and I mean, it might stick with them forever, and that's what they like to use, or eventually they, it just naturally comes out themselves. So they don't need that tool anymore,
Right.
So yeah, we carry a lot of things, and I love when we go out and we educate people. I mean, that's the thing about our business, is we don't just give you the product. We give you all the information about it, how to use it, what it means. And I think that sets us apart a lot from, all other companies that we have come across.
Yeah, a lot of people ask, and they need instructions. So all our product come with instructions, what to do. You don't have to follow it. I tell people, do whatever feels right for you. But some people need that instruction. They don't know where to start.
Yeah. So, and I think that there's, and I love that, because I think that there are a lot of people that really are either on the fence or they're over the fence, and they just don't know where to start. It all seems so much information, and that's one of the things that drew me to you, because you're very user friendly, in terms of and this not only looks beautiful, but this is also going to help with this aspect. In fact, when we met, I think it was at the convention in Wisconsin.
Yes.
And it was an interesting point, because I was talking about some of the locations that we filmed at with the Ghost Finders, and how some owners, even if you say we're going to have the security guy holding a fire extinguisher and someone on the other side holding a full bucket of ice cold water, that you can't light a candle, and for insurance, and that happens, and you can't really make exceptions, especially on public, on TV, because you don't want to set the wrong example. So, and you were like, well, you don't have to have incandescent, you can have the essences of these things, of the sage and of the white sage, or of the the different Palo Santo, for example. And that is what I loved about the main spritzer, and I use that every day, guys.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, and I like what you said, Rob, too. Some people might be on the fence, they might be over the fence. But one thing I have found, and what it really draws me to you ladies, is you're talking about educating, right? Because that's what this platform is for. That's what we hope to do, is educate people, start conversations. And so many times, right, we get into this, we might have abilities, or maybe we're dealing with something, and so we're seeking and we're trying to get this knowledge. But when you don't have guidance, that's when things can kind of go astray, or it's so taboo. So I appreciate you guys opening that conversation and giving somebody guidance. I mean, what people don't realize is there's so many different energies, right? That's what we're talking about, that come into play for so many different things, that if you're not careful with how you address them, sometimes they can catapult, right? They can get worse.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you help your clients with that? If somebody's coming to you with whatever type of scenario, how do you try to find what is going to best suit them for their situation and educate them on it?
Well, we actually, I was at the last show by myself. Beatha is usually the person that talks to people. I do my crystals, and I do this and I do that, and she's amazing at it. But I was kind of on my own this time, so it was good for me to exercise, what I hear from her and what we, talk about. So this lady came, and she had no starting point. So I'm like, well, what are you looking for? And she wasn't sure what she was looking for. So I asked her a few questions, and she said, I would like some protection. I'm like, okay, protection against what?
Yes.
And she said, well, I'm having those dreams, and she's telling me about her dreams, and she's talking about this angel. And I'm like, well, my first thought was probably maybe a protective crystal, or maybe a sage spray.
Yes.
But then as I was talking to her, she told me about the angel. And I said, well, are you familiar with, angel sprays that we have? She said, oh, I never heard of it.
Oh, I love it.
And she looked at me, and I'm like, well, we have this sheet that you could look through if you're connecting with this.
Right.
And she's like, oh my God. And then I said, well, protection angel Michael is great for it. She goes, and she started crying. And I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? I wasn't
But you
sure
connected. That's beautiful. That's that deep connection.
Yes. And she cried, and she said her father passed away, and his name was Michael.
So there you go. It was a deep, deep connection for her. Not only Archangel Michael is for protection, her her father's name was Michael, and she was looking for something. So Karina was able to connect her with everything. And I'm positive that her intuition kicked in, and her guides were with her, telling her, this is what she needs.
And you never know where the conversation will take you.
Absolutely.
She had no idea what she was looking for. I had no idea where she was coming from, what she needs.
Right.
And then when you start talking to people, and they, giving you a little bit of information, then you can put things together and help them with whatever we can provide for her. And that was great for her. She loved it. She cried. She goes that's what I needed. She loved the, the aromatherapy concept, and what Michael was standing for, and her father connection with the angel and her dreams. So it was great. But we have people coming with all kinds of different things.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, and don't you feel as well? Someone told me that the other day, was looking at something that these random acts of kindness. By random acts of kindness, I don't mean the guy with the YouTube camera that's going around giving $500 to a guy on the street, which is great. I mean, helping is helping, but but really doing it for their benefit wholly and not for any other intention, is that it releases, gosh, not dopamine. It releases oxycodone or something. Oxycodone. Anyway, something's released that makes you feel
happiness. Good
really
endorphins
good.
are released. That's what he's trying to say. Good endorphins.
There you go.
Well, so
Endorphins.
apparently it turns out that when you see something like that being done, that you see someone paying it forward, that actually too releases the
oxytocin.
Chemical.
That's what Courtney says. Oxytocin.
Oxytocin. Thank you. I got my contins and cosins. I gotta be careful when you contins.
It's okay, it happens.
But yeah, so I love that story. That's fantastic, and I think that's one of the things that I never really realized about conventions. You know, about whether it be paracons or metaphysical psychic festivals. I think just the sheer amount of people that are bringing with them good energy, and just there for the right reasons. Well, it's like a it's like a giant semiconductor. You know, you feel that love.
But just like that, though, I mean, when you're in the crowd and you're feeling that love, there are those energy suckers, right? They sneak into any group, right? Whether it's feeding ego or just using other people's energy to kind of fuel self. How do you help people? Because we're not all great at bubbling up, right? I was horrible at bubbling up for a long time. And I don't know, I'd be interested to hear everybody's thoughts on this, but I really think all people are empathic on some level, unless you have a serious personality disorder, and maybe you're still empathic, just on the opposite side of things. So, how do you help people? If somebody's coming to you, if I'm coming to you and saying, I'm having a hard time bubbling up, I'm having a hard time with those spiritual boundaries, what would you recommend?
Well,
how do you coach somebody?
Right. It takes practice. This isn't, people come in thinking that it can happen. Don't get me wrong. I mean, miracles happen, right? You can use a sage stick and everything is great.
I like that. And I was hoping you were going to go that way with this. I love that. Yes.
It can happen. Yes. But most of the time, let's just say, I tell people when they come into let's say a sage spray, we'll use that for an example. People are curious. They say, well, I'm familiar with sage, but I can't use it in my home. My spouse doesn't like it. I can't burn it. Well, then we have this alternative. It has the essential oils of white sage. It has salt. It has everything for protection in there. So why don't you try this? But listen, even the best antibiotic takes 7 days.
Right.
So give it a chance. It's not a one and done. Spray it and you're miraculously
a
happy,
miracle. Yes.
Right. So you have to use your intentions and, pay attention and use your intentions. And, with daily use, you will eventually raise your vibrations to be happy. I mean, it will happen. But you have to put some work into it. You get out what you put in, is what I tell people.
Yes. Yeah.
So, it takes a little bit of work.
Keith Fletcher was just saying, I'm so bad. I'm putting up my bubble around me, bubbling up, as we say, that he's so thankful that he has Crystal, to help with that. So
absolutely,
it's almost like a secondary. So it's almost like not an exclusive tool, but a sort of almost a backup, and I notice when I'm not carrying it. Like I've got this Australian Shepherd, and it seems like Wimble's main objective in life is to jump up and claw all of my bracelets off me, and they pop and they explode everywhere. Okay, that's going back to the earth. There's a reason for that too. But do you feel? What do you feel if someone were to turn around and say, well, isn't that a lot of that placebo effect?
Well, I mean, placebo effect is a very real thing too, so it could be. Mm-hmm. But I really believe that if you believe in it, mm-hmm. That's all it takes. I mean, yes. That's all it takes is your belief system in it. If you believe, then you're halfway there,
Absolutely.
So,
I like that.
Yeah. It just takes practice.
Perception is reality. For me, if I believe in something, nobody's going to tell me otherwise. If I need, some people need like that physical, like you said at the beginning, that physical thing. I want this. I like to feel it. I like to have it on my hand. I like to wear it. I like to feel it.
Yes.
Some people will come and they will use the spray and they'll be like, oh my God, it reminds me of this time with my grandma when we were baking cookies, or it smells like my grandma's house or my aunt's house. Right. And they connect with this, through the aromatherapy.
I love it.
They don't need that physical thing, to remind them of that.
Right. Well, and we all process, right? Mm-hmm. We all process so differently. And so I think in any aspect of anything, physical and anything, to say there's only one perception and one approach, it doesn't work that way, because we all process things and experience things so differently.
That's it.
And we have a guest talking about like their child having issues with bubbling up and feeling overwhelmed. How do you have products that people can use with their children? Are they all family friendly?
We do have a monster spray.
Well, we have developed something specifically for children. I'm sure it's in the same effect. I'm sure you've heard of monster sprays, right?
Oh yes, I made some for my own kids, so I get
there.
It.
You go. Yeah. So we do have things like that for children, but of course, any of our other products, something that I would recommend probably for children, because you want to keep them calm and give them serenity. So, like we have a spray called Serene. So it's lavender based. So that will create calmness. It has a protective quality as well. So yeah, you have to use all of this with your intention.
The kids love crystals. Yes. They amaze me. They stand there and they will read every single thing they see. Yes. And they're like, oh my God, Mom, this is for anxiety. And she's like, you in the first grade, you have no anxiety. Mom, I have anxiety. I need this. So it's just like they look and they are sponges and they just like remember. And we have them coming back. They will walk 40 booths and they will come back and remember that we had this little thing and they want it and they need it and they love it.
Yes. Right. I have to say is that Karina is our main jewelry maker here. So we don't just sell the bracelet, the jewelry, as you see anywhere else.
No, that's not the
There
point.
is a tag and information about all the stones that are used in that bracelet. So people come and they will visually pick out a bracelet and then they read the tag and go, oh, this is what I need,
That's awesome.
Because the crystal called them to it. So they pick it up and then they read the information and they're dumbfounded that this is exactly what they needed in their life. So again, it's educating the people, it's giving them information. So that's what Karina's saying, is that these kids will come up and pick up an amethyst and I need this for anxiety, Mom, and I mean, so yeah, there's
that's beautiful.
A variety of things that we have that would be suitable for children as well.
I think people do. I mean, I know I do. If I'm at a convention or I'm at a store wherever, I'm very tactile, so I'll just literally maybe not even pick something up, but just literally put my hand on it, and the vibration from that immediately, like sometimes it's so powerful, it's like boom, and you're like, I can't afford this, but I have to have it. I must have it. Yeah. And so and that happened one particular time last year, and I was at a place, and I was like, well, can we barter, reading for and ended up doing that. And that's another thing that I love about the spiritual community, because it's it's all about, everything is about intention. Everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we can apply that to a lot of different aspects of our life. You know, when it comes to benefiting from, you know, nurturing our weaknesses.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's very important to put out there what you want, what you need.
Yes.
You can just and work for it a little bit, you know, like Beatha said, you know, you have to just keep using it. You know, you can't just sit one time and do it and be like, oh, it didn't happen. Nothing happens like that.
Right.
You know, so you got to put your intention and believe it and just go for it.
I love that.
Never give up.
Yes, never give up. I love that.
Don't give up.
And I think that's a good spot, Rob. I don't know about you, but for us to go to our station break before Todd hollers at us. And I don't know about you, but I would really love to hear when we come back how you ladies got into this, what motivated you to start all of this.
Absolutely.
I would love to hear that story.
Definitely.
So, we'll see you all in just a minute.
Okay.
Just Sage It, a selection of intuitively handcrafted crystal jewelry, Crystal Creations sacred sage sprays, moon ritual mists, chakra and angel sprays, and more to balance your energies and manifest your best life. Energize your body, mind, and spirit. When life brings you down, just sage it at shopjustsageit.com.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
So some fantastic messages there. Yes. I gotta say too, and I've never told him this, Todd. I know you're back there. The whole, you know, protozoa thing, you know, with the two, and then the do. I mean, that just blows me away, man. That's like, wow, you know, there are like times when I have to just like watch that, and I'm not messing.
No,
it's really deep.
Well, and just people that can do that, I'm always in awe of them. But if you guys are just tuning in, you are listening to the debut episode of YOUniverse with Rob and Steph, and it's about 27 past the hour on WLTK-DB Let's Talk Radio. And we're here with Just Sage It. I'm so glad that Rob brought you guys on.
Oh, thank you. We're so glad to be here and grateful.
Oh,
it's great to have you, and on no less on our first episode. And so really, how did you guys? How do you ladies sort of what started all of this? This wonderful Just Sage It.
Well, Just Sage It started. I was working actually a corporate job, and I had been for over 30 years. And it was actually in the height of COVID in 2020 that, you know, I was at work, and there was a lack of hand sanitizers, and actually it started from there. Wow. So there was a lack of hand sanitizers, and whatever we were getting to the company smelled awful. Absolutely awful. Yes. So I went home and started dabbling in creating my own hand sanitizer, but I wanted to smell good. So we add a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And also at the same time, I was creating sage sprays. And I was bringing the products into work and having everyone test them out and giving me their opinion on which scent was the best. And it just kind of snowballed from there. So hand sanitizers, then sage sprays. And eventually, a few months after that, I quit my corporate job. Wow. It was really hard. I was basically, backstory real quick. I worked for a family business for over 30 years, and my father had passed. And so we had to sell the company, and I started working somewhere else. So after 30 years of working in one place, especially for family, here I am lost in the world and trying to find myself. So during that time, as I'm creating these products, I'm finding a new passion, and I came home and I said to my husband, I really, really would love to do this. And I don't think I could sit in the corporate office anymore. I just, would like to move on. So eventually I did. I quit my job, and so happens that I meet Karina through a mutual friend, and we just clicked. And she happened to be, I got to tell you, she happened to be my best customer. So it was.
That's awesome.
We needed this hand sanitizers. I was a manager at Taekwondo school. I was taking classes, and I brought them over, and all the kids and everybody were like, "Oh my God, what smells so good!" And and when I met her later, like she said, we clicked, and I knew she was like my kind of people,
Right.
And I felt like I knew her for years and years.
Yeah, so we just, she was my best customer, and this was growing bigger and bigger. And I finally said, her lifestyle complemented mine. I'm an empty nester. All my children are, out of the house. They're all adults, they have kids of their own. And, Karina was able to spend as much time developing this business as I could.
Wow.
So we got in it together and, became official 50-50 partners. And then all of a sudden there was a boom in all the other products. Right. We started when our minds came together, developing the chakra sprays, and then the jewelry came, and then, just everything came together. And it's been a magical ride.
Yeah. When you hear her say or me say, I have an idea, oh my God, run.
Oh, I love that. No, that's awesome.
It is. So you really out of something, once in a, multiple lifetimes, once in a century, horrible, pandemic, came something very special, and, healing to hundreds of, or, then thousands of people that are going to get to know your products and their benefits. And I just, that's just, that right there is the great American story. I think that's just a beautiful story. And,
it was definitely a tough decision to make.
Absolutely.
You're leaving a huge salary behind, starting
Right.
the unknown. But, I remember sitting in the car and driving to work, and I tuned into my guide and I said, I need help making this decision. And then the words, he just came to me and said, if you don't put your foot forward, you'll always be in one place.
Wow.
So I thought, oh my goodness. Okay. It's time to take that leap. I can't be in the same place. I need to do this. So.
Definitely my American dream.
Yeah.
I came here to United States when I was 19, and I didn't know what I'm going to do with myself. And, I always wanted to create and do things. I just didn't have my other half to, be like on the same path with me and have the same ideas and, all that stuff. So she was perfect.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what a testament to, like you said, coming to America when you're 19, these things that we go through. And I think sometimes people, we look at our journey in frustration, but when it finally meets to that point, like the two of you coming together and like Rob said, even though it was during this very difficult time for the whole world, how amazing that is when it clicks.
Yeah, it's just great. And she lives only 5 minutes away from me. And I passed her house every day for 15 years, and I had no idea.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's incredible. What I want to know is, when's the book coming out? Because that's a book right there, if not a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
The divine timing.
It is
absolutely. It was the universe just put us together, and it's been great ever since.
Yeah. That's probably what Steph was thinking when she first said eyes on me. You know, wow.
It was. I was just like, oh my goodness, thank you, universe, thank you. And then we laughed, and then we moved on.
we had the same mediumship master teacher, and so it was really cool because we were sitting in on each other's readings. He was sitting in on mine and vice versa. You know, and she's an extraordinarily gifted lady. She really is, and it kind of sucks sometimes because she totally knows what I'm thinking. It's like, no,
we know what you're talking about.
You know,
we do that all the time,
right?
Yeah.
It makes it click, and it makes it, I think, a good partnership when you finally, you know. And Rob had touched on it. Within this field, a lot of people, you want to help, you want to benefit. But when you finally meet somebody where it clicks and the ideas flow, that benefit that you're able to put out into the universe is so much bigger. You know, it's just so much bigger. You can reach people with the education, with the tools, and get that to them.
Absolutely.
So when people are coming in, and I kind of looked at your website because Rob's been telling me all the wonderful things about your products. Do you do like box packages? Can people order gift sets?
Yes, they can. We do have a few gifts sets already compiled, you know, together that you can purchase. I mean, you can always message us and say, I'm looking for this, this, and this. We'll put it together.
Wonderful.
We can discuss, and you can buy it online, and so we can go that way. We have, let's say, our chakra sprays. You can buy them individually. You can buy a set of the big bottles. You can also buy a mini set if you wanted to have the whole collection. So there's a variety of things that you can get.
And like, keep checking our website because there's always something new, and we like do everything ourselves pretty much. So it takes time to do the website and do the show and do this and that and develop things and stickers and information. And it's just sometimes
it's a lot.
Overwhelming.
Yeah. So we always tell people, if you see something here and it's not on the website, please message us.
Yeah. We can always get it on there.
Joe asks if you make, sorry, Rob, if you make custom sprays.
Absolutely. If they have an idea, we come up with new sprays all the time. We just added frankincense and myrrh to our sage collection. So we're up to 8 different scents now because we just kept hearing, well, do you have frankincense and myrrh? Well, we did not, but now we do. So yeah, I mean, if you have an idea, please let us know. Definitely check out what we have because, you know, everyone talks about sage, and sage is great. It is a powerful tool, but there are so many other different herbs that can be added to that to enhance and make it even more powerful. So I know, Rob, we sent you lemon, I believe lemon lavender you like.
Yeah,
you sent me what I thought were like aircraft parts, and I thought a box it came like, and it was this big, and I was just like, oh my god, you know. So we videoed opening it. It's still on the cutting room floor. It's in post-production, but we're gonna be you're gonna be seeing that on the shows, and it was like Christmas in it was, I don't even know how to describe it. It was just like, that's awesome. OMG, OMG, OMG. It was like going down the Alice's rabbit hole of gift giving in this giant universe of metaphysical gifting, and it just, these things kept popping up, and then the rabbit, but one of the things that, and they even made me, right, get this, Stephanie, they even made me, because I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. Most people know that about me.
Oh God, I'm all right. Don't hate me, but I've never watched an episode of Doctor Who.
We got to fix that. We got to. Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Sorry.
And don't blink, because we're really, like, I was just like, she was like, who's your favorite Doctor? Because I saw that one of these crystal creations.
There's more than one Doctor.
Yes.
Oh goodness. Okay, I'm trying to follow along. I'm sorry. Okay. More than one Doctor. Doctor Who. I got it.
It does get complicated, because at the moment, what is about to become number 14 is actually also number 10, which is anyway, a bit wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. But what I'm trying to say is they made me a 4th Doctor crystal pop-up and of the Fourth Doctor with crystals in his hat, you know, and he's got crystals down here, and the sonic screw has got all of it, and the scarf and the teeth and curls, and it's, well, you can't see his teeth, but the Tom Baker character played the Fourth Doctor, and it's right on my altar, and there's not one person that comes in the house who's not like, no way, where did you get that, you know? So we were like, I don't know, I wanted to bring it to last weekend. We did a charity event up in upstate New York, in near Rochester, and I wanted to bring it up, and then I thought, you know, if it gets damaged, I'll be like so bummed.
Those things are irreplaceable.
But so sprays, I mean, the smell after trying each of these sprays, just like, oh my goodness, it smelled like a boudoir, you know. It was great. I was high on essences, and out of all of them, I think it's absolutely impossible to come up with a favorite, not even closely possible, because I absolutely love each and every one of them. However, the one I'm tending to be using most is the lemon, and I didn't even know what a great combination this was, the lemon and lavender. Like that purifying.
I bet it's crisp. I bet it's crisp.
Exactly. So you have the sage, which is protective. You have the lavender, which is calming. But you also have lemon for clarity.
I was going to say, I feel like it would just give you that mental awakeness. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I'm saying is that it's not only sage, you know, that can bring about changes in your life. So, you know, we have a sheet that describes what it encourages or what it can protect you from. So when you come to personally visit us or online, you know, we have descriptions of it. It'll tell you, you know, let's say, you know, we have the, like I was mentioning, the serene. A lot of people just like strictly lavender. So you have, well, it's lavender and sage. There's sage in every single one of them. I like that. So you get the protection, but you also get whatever else you need. So you want calmness, go with serene, you know, and just
we'll have to talk because I need sereneness. I have teenage boys. I need something. I need magic bottle. So we're gonna have to talk. To see what you guys can come up with to calm this. But Keith is asking, what is a good crystal to put in a car? And then that made me kind of wonder, do you guys have like things you can hang in vehicles to
That's pretty good. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, we had, but I actually put it on my, I do put it on my mirror, on my review mirror, you know, and it cracked my windshield when I
so we don't promote that any longer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be careful what you hang from your rear view mirror because the more swing action, the more damage you're going to cause.
Yeah.
So we do have a set of, we also sell these little brooms. And they're great to have on an altar. They're great to hang over a doorway. So it's, you know, we're educating people on what a broom or besom is.
Yes.
And so we give you a little bit of details on, you know, you can hang it above your doorway to stop gossip, you know, in your home or stop unwanted guests from entering. So it has a crystal attached. It has feathers and it's decorated beautifully. And it comes on this card. And it says, with this broom, I sweep away all negativity that comes my way. So we have these little ones that we had just made, and they haven't come out yet, but for the next show, they'll be out, that you can hang from your rear view mirror. And it does have a crystal. So it depends on what crystal you want to choose. Black tourmaline is great for all kinds of protection. So you can have that in your car.
Clear quartz is great.
Clear quartz, you know, the amplifier is great. And it's also very protective. Amethyst. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. It all depends.
I could totally just say, excuse me, 1 second. You know, I can just imagine you getting pulled over, you know, license and registry, License and red. Have a good day. There's this magic she's working.
Right.
I love that.
And it is magic. I can tell you. All right, seriously. You guys have to check out justsageit.com, and because above and beyond the sponsorship thing, I got to tell you, I really believe this, and I'm a big foodie, so I'll just like steer real quick and come back to it. Is that your good vibrational energy must surely go into every product that you are creating, and that I know with cooking you can have the most amazing ingredients, but if you're in a shitty mood,
Right.
be like, nah,
yeah,
right. Well, when I create the sage sprays, actually, when I tie on the little feathers, I actually tie 3 knots on the back, and there is an intention that goes in with each knot to protect the user that's using it for those intentions of protection against, all evils and negativity or anything that, is coming their way. And they're really special. Moon water. I mean, we literally bring out gallons and gallons of water when there's a full moon. Our neighbor actually came by and said, "Do you know you have water sitting outside your door?" Yes, I do.
I love that.
So we're charging the water with the moon, and like I said, putting in salt for purification, and
clear quartz.
And clear quartz. There's crystals in each bottle as well. So clear quartz will only amplify all the intentions that are in here. So yes, I definitely tie in the best of intentions in each bottle before they go out.
Yeah, and it shows, and you can totally feel it. Energy's a funny thing, isn't it?
It is. And I keep getting this vision, Karina, of you when you're creating these jewelry pieces, almost like a meditative state. Like, I just feel like you're so connected. That's what I see. It's just this connection.
Oh, for sure. My husband knows when I'm at home, when I'm not here, he knows not to disturb me when I am downstairs. Yeah. So I said, I'm going to, to my office, my crystal heaven, and do not
sweatshop.
Yes.
Yeah.
He goes to the sweatshop. Yeah. So, but he doesn't know much about crystals. I told him a few things, when it happened, and I brought this giant amethyst, and he's like, "What is it for?" And I told him it's like calming, and it's very good if you have anxiety and all this. So I find him on the couch petting like the crystal and rubbing it all. I'm like, that's not how it works.
I love that. That's
funny. It worked for him though.
Yeah, but it worked for him.
There's no wrong way.
Thing. So maybe it's a husband thing. My husband does the same thing. So I get it. Yeah. But I know we're running short on time, but one thing that I wanted to kind of touch upon too, and I know Rob was interested in this because we were just talking about it in Messenger, but protection with, like electromagnetic fields. How can you offset? We've got it everywhere. I've got a cell phone. I've got my laptop, my TV, my lights, and I don't think that people realize that energy pull, right? So how do you tell people, can they set up a grid, in their workspace? How can they help protect themselves from some of the effects of modern technology?
Well, we actually have a giant that I bought last year, giant shungite tower.
Oh.
And I did a research on it, and it's like the best of the best you can get. We just got the shungite beads. So you can wear your bracelet while you're working on a computer, or you a lot on your phone, or you a lot of, I don't know, watching it's TVs and everything.
Yes,
right. That's emitting the electromagnetic frequencies.
Absolutely.
Black tourmaline is an excellent stone to have if you would like to protect yourself from that, because it has iron in it, magnetic iron. So it actually will pull those frequencies to the crystal and away from you. So it's a wonderful stone to have.
When people are using that do they have to cleanse it then? Do they have to release what it's pulling in, or does it transmute it? So how is the care for that?
Well, for shungite, for example, you can just put it out in the sun.
Okay.
And then also you can buy pieces. They are specifically made for purifying water.
Oh.
So you want to look for elite shungite.
Okay.
And you put it, I believe about 12 pieces. I put it in my big gallons of water and I leave it for 24 hours. And then you can take them out and you drink water. It's been done in Russia for ages.
Wow.
They've been doing it for ages to cleanse the water and all kinds of stuff with it. So I know that's
interesting.
It's huge. It's good for, repel the EMFs and then cleanse the water and all kinds of stuff. So, but it only needs to be out in the sun for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And as far as, let's say, the black tourmaline, when it does attract the EMFs, yes, it is a good practice to once a month cleanse your crystals. Now, there's various ways you can, look those up. Not every crystal should be put in salt water. Selenite is a bad crystal because it will disintegrate.
Yes.
There are some crystals where you can purify with water. A lot of them are great in the full moon. Put it in your windowsill, have that intention of purifying it.
Mm-hmm.
Take them out before the sunrise. The moon is a great way to remove negativity and anything your crystals attract.
That's fascinating. It's and I don't know if this is a relation, but Lexi is saying I have black tourmaline, Lexi Drwal, at my work desk. And it works wonders. So
yes,
I didn't realize.
Yes, that happens to be my daughter.
Yeah, I thought it might be, So.
With a last name like that, you can't miss it.
What's the correct pronunciation? Just so I've saved myself for future.
My full name?
How do you pronounce your last name?
Last name, Drwal.
Drwal. Okay. Well,
yes.
So that's, wow.
So
I got it in one. Yeah, it's not bad.
Which also means lumberjack in Polish. So,
Really?
You can blame my husband with that. Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's very interesting.
I think Thompson probably means toilet in Swahili or something. I don't know. It's, but there's a lot of people out there that are new to all of this, and so it's really cool that you have all the information on your website about what benefits, what crystals, what essences benefit most, and I think we can bring that up. You can visit them online at www.shopjustsageit.com, shopjustsageit.com. And what a fantastic couple. You're like sisters. You're joined up.
The energy is fantastic.
We get it a lot. Everybody asks, are you guys sisters? Yeah, I just give up. Yeah, we're sisters.
It's beautiful.
Fine. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so it was so nice to meet you both and to come on and just share that knowledge with everybody else. And I hope everybody that's tuning in will check you out, because you guys are on Facebook also. So just look for Just Sage It or hop on the justsageit.com because they're fantastic. I know I'm going over there because I love you guys.
We love you too.
Thank you so much, ladies. And I hope you'll come back on again. And
anytime.
Yeah.
We look forward to it.
All right.
Steph, wow. Hello. What a couple of great empowered ladies in business. Yeah.
Their energy was just phenomenal. I love when people come in with that bubbly energy and are just really there to educate and help people promote self-health. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's and I'm not at all surprised that their business is taking off because of the great energy and the intention that they put into it.
And I didn't ask, where are they located? Do you know where they're located?
So they are out in the Midwest, out in Wisconsin, I believe.
No, she's shaking her head. No, maybe
No?
they're going to type it in the
No,
private chat.
okay.
They're still in the back.
No,
Illinois. Thank you, ladies. They're in Illinois.
Illinois, yes. Which is right next to Wisconsin.
Yes.
And
Less
not to
cheese.
be confused with Wisconsin, but I'm getting cheesy. Sorry. But yeah, as of now, I know that their bricks and mortar store is at Metaphysical and Paranormal Conventions, and
That's awesome.
I'm really proud to say that there are going to be a few that they're going to be attending that I will be at, including the Warrens Supernatural Paracon, as it's being rebranded as the Phantasmacon. Which is in Castro, Connecticut. That's coming up in October. So they'll be at that one, I know, and a few more. But...
Well, so I hope everybody just check them out. I mean, if it resonated with you, go check them out. I don't think you will be sorry. I think it's a great life choice. So, Rob, tell everybody what we have coming up on the show. You can
so what we have coming up.
What do we have coming up?
In next week?
Yeah, sure. What are we doing next week?
So next week I have a extraordinary guest who is well, the only thing I can really say is she is an everything. She is a Reiki master teacher. She is a editor. She is a mother, a business owner, and has been in the holistic and metaphysical lifestyle for about the last 12 years. And it's really turned her life around and changed her life in a very big way. So so next week's guest, Heather Bordelin, will be joining us.
I hear fantastic things about her.
I hear she's got this like she's just never takes no for an answer. She's just always...
I give her credit because I just, I know she deals with some rubbish in her life. I just admire her for that.
You've got to admire her for that.
I do.
Yeah, you know what? And that's very perceptive of you for a bag lady,
My spidey senses are coming out here.
So her spidey bag lady senses are coming through, and they're just you're on form, Steph. I don't know what to say to come back to that, but I'll think of one before next weekend.
All right. We will have a comeback from Rob for my sassiness next week. Make sure you guys all tune in.
Hey.
But I thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for pestering and for us collaborating, because I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to reach the viewers and to collaborate. And
just think, right? Every weekend we'll be able to say around about this time, it's 4 hours to TGIF.
Right. So
what a great way to set up for the weekend after an hour of Rob and Steph. I mean, right? Doesn't get any better than that, does it?
I think it's pretty awesome. So
thank you for being you, and may your universe be deeply moving, special, and pay it forward.
Yes.
Take care. Love and blessings to each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
And everybody stick around, because there is another great podcast coming up on WLTK-DB.com as soon as we disappear. So stay where you are. We're leaving. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.
you.